What was that like in Japan? I mean,
That was the best, safest, freeing environment. Two American kids that were, what were we, 8 and 12? Jumping on trains, riding where we wanted to. It was so safe, you know. It was much less, it wasn't as westernized as it is now. So I remember the gang of us would hop on the trains at Tachi, which is just outside of Tokyo, and ride for what felt like an hour, I'm sure it wasn't quite that long, to the only American restaurant that there was, and that was Shakey's Pizza. And, you know, our parents never had to worry about us any. And it was great. There's I don't really know what the phrase is, but there's a phrase for in-group in Japan and out-of-group in Japan. But if you're like under 15, you're always in group, so people would help us and give us money and just, you know, point and look and talk with us, and we're an oddity of some sort.
so did you live on base or did you live on the economy?
We lived on base. Tachi is a interesting base though, because there's like an American village. So it's kind of on base, but it's kind of off base. There wasn't a high degree of security at that time. I remember many a times with this same gang of friends jumping over the wall and running over to, you know, whatever arcade or what have you.
So did you get a lot of exposure to the culture in Japan? Or?
My mother was trained as a school teacher, so that mandated tours and learning of the cultures. Also in school, that was and through all my schooling, if I went to DOD, there was always a class on the country we lived in. There was explanations of how to fold a kimono properly, and the school going to sumo wrestling, or I forget the name of the plays, but with the white-faced women and it's a requirement, you know, at least it was at my house.
So how long did you live in Japan?
That was our longest tour. We were there 2.5 years. And so that really allowed us to get into it, you know, to really be immersed, if you will.
So your first time moving overseas, did it take you time to acclimate to the change in culture, or was it easy for you?
I think this was easy, partly because of the inclusiveness of the Japanese culture anyway. Mm-hmm. Age, right? I was a kid. And
how old were you at the time?
I want to say I was like 9 and 10, maybe 8 and 9. So, and I had a bigger brother to pal around with, or, you know, not leave alone. So I think it was kind of easy.